Look at that. Episode 432 of A to the Show. Traveling around the world. We got two guys in Saudi, one guy in LA, one guy in Canada, two guys in Canada. Wow, look at that. International podcasts around the world. Here we go. We're back with the Wise Guys featuring Muhieddine Dandashli. Thanks for joining this episode. And today we're going to talk about the social credit score, pretty much. Um, so what do you guys think about the social credit score, right? We've heard about like in China, they actually have a social credit score. You can lose points for doing something, and then you lose special privileges like getting on the train and stuff. And then, yeah, and how it relates also. So what do you guys think about that?
I have a question. What gains you positive credit? What kind of things?
What kind of things? That's a good point. Yeah, I can look it up.
Because then we can see how feasible it really is. I don't know. Like,
You think?
Yeah, and even before that, can like someone explain the system in general, because I'm kind of unfamiliar with it.
sure. Ali can do both of those. He's looking at them.
I'm looking it up.
MashaAllah, Ali.
Government by
Multitasking.
algorithm. Government by algorithm. It's running the government based on just the right kind of AI, man, I guess.
Here we go.
It's a cool concept.
China's new big idea. China is now ranking citizens with a social credit system. This is currently done by local authorities, but by 2020, China will rank all of their citizens on their new social credit score. People will mandatorily be rewarded or punished corresponding to their social behavior. Citizens will receive social credit scores from a Chinese government agency. According to a Chinese government document, the goal of the social credit system is to keep trust, and when someone breaks the trust, they find it disgraceful. Pretty much. So that's the general concept.
So basically, if you contribute to society, you'll get a high social credit score, and if you, I don't know, break the law, then you lose some points. Is that how it works?
So basically, they're like doing the parent role where they raise their kids to be well-mannered. If you do something good, you get rewarded. If you do something bad, you get punished, but like on a bigger scale.
You make it sound so nice. Like, yeah, just like a parent raising their kid.
Like a parent, but instead of the parent, you got the government.
Yeah, well, it's the government. No, parent raising the kid is not always nice, man. We're Arab kids. We know that.
It's true.
Man, kings of hospitality.
That's true. That's one of the best things about our culture. But like, at least the government won't beat me for like, I don't know, staying up late or something. I don't know, like fucking agent shows up at your door. Doof, doof, doof. Go to bed, motherfucker. It's like, yeah. Social credit score. I don't know, like, what kind of social behavior? Like, I don't know, like, it's ironic you say that. I'm gonna say something controversial, but like, a lot of the people that come from that country here are some of the most rude people I've ever met in my life.
100%, Sherif, 100%. It's not controversial, it's facts.
Oh,
We got
I
two people saying it from Canada.
it is racism a bit, but honestly, a lot of the traditional Chinese, not westernized Chinese, like traditional Chinese people have been some of the most aggressive. I feel like it's something rooted in the culture. They're very aggressive, discriminatory, rude, condescending. Yesterday, brief example, one of my favorite Chinese place nearby, I went to order food. They're out of the Kung Pao chicken. So I'm like, okay.
What's the place called, bro?
It's called Tai Fu Wong or something. You muted yourself. I mean,
I was just acknowledging good name.
Tai Fu endorsing me. Nice, thanks, man. So yeah, like they're out of the curry chicken, and they had Kung Pao chicken. The woman is the same woman I always see, old woman. It's just her place. I'm like, okay, can I have some Kung Pao chicken? But please, like, because you're out of everything else, can you put more chicken than vegetables? Last time you only put vegetables. She's like, you don't like it? Pick something else. I'm like, hello? I'm almost gonna like leave and never eat there again, or just like get like angry and like yell at her or something. But then I realized it's the only Chinese food I like in the area, so I don't want her to start spitting in my food. If she starts spitting in my food, it's bad, and she'd probably do something like that. So I just decided I won't tip her. But then she was nice later, so I tipped her. But like, yeah, it's like I feel once at another Chinese restaurant, I asked for salt for my soup. She stops and looks at me, the short Chinese lady. She's like, "Don't put salt in your soup. Why you put salt in your soup?" I'm like, "What the fuck, bro? I work at a restaurant. For me, on a daily basis, I have to kiss the ass of the customer. Whatever they need, I have to cater to all of their needs, all of their requirements and wants, like a
Right.
bitch." But then you have like, and I go and I'm the bitch at the restaurant as a customer too. It's like only in Chinese restaurants for some reason, you know. It's really weird. So yeah, they would have pretty low social credit scores in Canada if that were the case.
You know, one of the horrifying things, you know, just thinking about, I don't want to be, you know, obviously we don't want to stereotype people, you know, obviously, you know, not everyone who looks Asian or something is, you know, a mean person, but the facts are like China is doing things that are bad and publicly, you know, like just the Uyghurs, millions of people locked up in cages in China right now.
100%. You had an episode about that, one of your best episodes.
Yes, and it's like horrifying, you know. It's like one of those things. It's like, who decides what's right and wrong, right? The government, or do you trust AI to decide what's right and wrong? I mean, if the government's doing things that are bad objectively, how do you trust them to?
Yeah, the AI will take down the government. Skynet will terminate it. How does the AI run on like just its own processing, or is there like I don't know, it's the binary system of good and bad and it just monitors everything? Like, does the AI make its own conclusions about what's appropriate social behavior? Does anyone know?
I have a question. Okay, well, I don't know how the AI works, but that's a good question too.
That's a good question.
Because before that, I want to ask you a general question. In general, do you agree or disagree with it?
I think if done right,
AI?
I think it can work.
Yeah, no, the idea of just having a social credit score. Forget the AI. The AI will probably need fine-tuning for years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I think if it's done right, I think it can work. If it's done right, I think it can discourage people from shitty behavior. I think it can encourage, you know, altruistic, giving, you know, benevolent, socially conducive, you know, cooperative behavior, you know. But like it can discourage, it can go wrong if it starts to become very controlling, very, you know, like, I don't know, Big Brother-esque, if you want to talk about like the Illuminati or whatever, like watching everything you do, knowing everything you're doing, whatever you're doing. It can get out of control if they just watch everything you do. So that can become like very dystopian very fast. But I think if done right in some things, it can help society be much better overall.
What about you, Adam? What do you think?
Oof, well, I'm curious to know the line between, like, of course, like, there is, you know, the future doesn't have to be bleak, right? There is an alternative where it is, you know, AI guided with some, you know, some smart people who make sure that it works for the benefit of people. But I think the higher chance is that it's gonna get held by corrupt people, because most people in power are corrupt for some reason.
Yeah, but they're corrupt. But what are they going to do, though? I don't think, I mean, what can a corrupt politician do with a system like this? I mean, at least in the sense of governing people, I don't think they can do much. What do they have to benefit?
I have a fun exercise to build on this. So what do you think, Nafis? Just to get everyone's surface level input.
No, I think it can work. I just don't trust the government. Like, you just can't trust the government. But I was gonna say, like, you think the people should know their social credit score? Like, can I know someone else's social credit score?
I mean, some people will definitely have access to it. Same way people have access to your financial credit score.
So I'm saying, like, just like regular people.
Regular people should we know,
like regular people, like an episode of Black Mirror, for example, like where you can just see someone's social credit score right in front of their
that's
head.
fucked, man.
It'll be like MMOs and League of Legends. You see, like, the Champion 7 Mastery.
Right-click inspect, you know? Yeah, have you guys played World of Warcraft or other MMOs? You can just right-click people and then inspect.
That's exactly what I'm saying. MMOs, like, your stats. Yeah.
How about you,
Mass Effect as well, like morality system, like Witcher as well, Red Dead Redemption. A lot of those games have like a morality system, like Paragon, Renegade. You know, when you help a town, you get like positive points and they start to like you more. and some, if you do bad things, town starts to hate you. Like a lot of video games have this type of morality credit system, where if you do good things, the world reacts positively to you.
Yeah, like man, look, I get the general idea of why they would apply such a system. They would just want to push the good and like deflect the bad. Like that ultimately like affects people's freedom to act how they want. Like you should not be forced to act in well-mannered. You should like, it should come from yourself, and that's like the citizen's job. Like the parents teach their children in order to have like a civilized community or whatever. It shouldn't come from the government, man. It should come from the citizens.
But Muhieddine, you know that a lot of laws are there to control, like, or to influence civil behavior. Like you can't one of the reasons we're civilized and we don't discriminate and like shout at each other in the streets is because there are laws to do that. For example, in Canada, racism is illegal. Like you can't just discriminate against someone.
I mean, yeah. Like, have you watched The Purge? Like, if there were no laws, man.
Yeah,
like shit would go down definitely. Yeah. Like laws are there, I think, like for extreme cases, but like not how to act in a social situation. Like I think there are levels to this, you know. Like don't kill, don't kidnap, don't do this, don't steal, do that. Yeah. And level one, like if you want to say hi to a person or not when you meet them, like, you know.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I don't think I could agree with that system.
I think it can work in some things, though. You guys don't agree? I don't know, like appropriate behavior in public situations, as in like not like direct communication with others, but I mean like if you're on a train or if you don't litter, for example. I don't know, things like picking up the litter of others. I don't know, opening doors for people like as a friendly thing. I feel like it can make people go out of their way more to do nice things for others. You know, not skipping in line in any way, somewhere. You know, something like that. Like it's little things.
But that's why I suggested having the social credit score on top of your head, so that way you can compete or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's La Liga, bro. You just have like three points for every time you stay in line, every time you cross the line, you know, you get -1. End of the year, you know, start of financial year, you get a new boost, you know, you get promoted if your social credit score is high.
Season pass, man. Season pass.
You'll have that one guy grinding, always opening doors for people.
Oh man,
That's funny.
Fuck.
Bro, you know the grinders are gonna do that, man. I don't know. You can tell a lot about people by the way they were playing Pokemon Go, bro. Speaking of that, like this game 5 years ago, bro, there's still people here now, 6 years later. I see the oldest people in the world, the oldest, most ancient people. Like they're so old. They're on their bikes, like looking at their phone, like, man, they're gonna like dissolve at some point. That's how old they are, but they're like biking, like with enthusiasm to find those Pokemon, man. It's like, yeah, a lot of these things have like nice real world applications that are fun to have. Like, you know, can tell a lot about people like that, the way they play their games.
And what I would like to hear, so from what I got from this is that Muhieddine fundamentally disagrees, Ali disagrees with it, Nafis wants chaos. Doesn't really care that much. And Sherif like sees that there's potential, right? But I want to see you guys argue from the opposite side. So like I want to hear from Sherif some disadvantages, right? Or from Ali some advantages. And same thing from Muhi. How could this system be good? That's what I want to hear. I want to see you guys argue from the point where you disagree with.
Disadvantages?
Well, from the opposite point of view, bro, I would say like it gives zero space for being a criminal, for being a bad guy. You know, criminal rates go down. Like ultimate dictatorship from the government, basically. Everything they want goes according to their plan, but there is also a downside to that as well, because every government has corruption inside. They're not gonna do that out of their goodwill. They're gonna some officials will find a way to gain out of it.
To abuse the system, yeah.
What I'm scared about is like if you know, someone has a good social credit score and they put him on a pedestal, and then suddenly he just starts doing bad stuff. Like, what's gonna happen? Or Like, are the government going to try to cover it up or something like that? Like, who's controlling the credit score?
For a small fee, you can erase all bad credit score.
It's supposed to be an AI, right, that controls the. Like,
that's what it says.
Let's assume the AI is supreme, right? No one can change it.
I mean, we have like a financial credit score right now, right? Like that. Like you have your credit score. If you have good credit and you pay your bills, you can get more loans and stuff. You know.
But that's way more objective, right?
Right. Yes.
So there's a formula to it. Because,
yes.
There isn't much of a formula.
Well, I mean, you can get the formula, right? That's what they're trying to do. Trying to AI it. I mean, the truth is the world is like, we're going to have computers everywhere and smart AI and all the security cameras, and they are going to track our behavior.
Well, from AI perspective, it depends on the approach you use. But there can be the point where the AI is doing things and you don't know how it's doing it. You actually don't know the equation. It just has its own equation. And basically, if you define the objective for it, like, reduce crime rate, and you just feed it with all the studies out there about what increases crime rate. Yeah, it will make its own solution. And then based on that, it will create a social credit score. That would probably be the best way to do it with AI, actually. It might decide that the best way to reduce the crime rate is to kill children, They won't grow up to be criminals.
No, literally. What causes crime? Humans. How do we reduce humans? Kill the children when they're vulnerable. Why not?
Just have one female that gets pregnant once a year to maintain the
human species.
Bro, I don't think it's the children. It's like the humans as a species. Everyone's has a potential to do a crime. Therefore, everyone should be eliminated.
Exactly, yeah. We all do, yeah. Has anyone ever done a crime here legally? Like,
crime legally?
No, don't confirm nor deny.
Don't confirm nor deny.
I want my lawyer. He's like, I want my lawyer.
No, but if Ameer's or his like proposal is that the AI is supreme, I don't see any disadvantages.
Actually, I think a very popular sci-fi franchise has this core conflict of the franchise is that AI, when it gets too powerful, it destroys everything. For example, this supremely powerful species of interstellar like traveler species, they had a lot of other lesser species to serving them, but they realized with time every civilization would at one point advance to the point of creating a synthetic intelligence, artificial intelligence, that would one day rebel and destroy the civilization that created them. So they created the super species themselves created an AI to fix the problem. The AI itself finally decided that all organic species are the problem, and it rebelled against its own creators who were trying to fix this problem in the first place, literally, and they just destroyed them too. AI
Bro, that's the exact plot of Horizon Zero Dawn, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Literally. Yeah, dude.
Okay, here's one thing I'm surprised none of you guys brought up. Also, I still didn't hear the advantage from your end.
Well, yeah, I do want to comment on having a public number on your head. We kind of, you could see in a piece, it was like, what if you could see everyone's number above their head? And I was thinking about
to make people bully you, man.
Dude, we have social media and stuff now, and everyone's kind of put on a number, right? And it is affecting a lot of, maybe not our lives, but if you're a comedian and stuff, how many comedians have I interviewed that say that you they're only letting people in who have high social media numbers to comedy clubs and stuff. And it's happening with actors, it's happening with music, it's happening now, your social media status is a huge thing about your status. And I have met people who have bigger numbers that are maybe do treat people, less because they think they have, they're driven with their number. They think they've earned something or they're better than people because they have a higher number. And that's what I'm afraid, because we do have sort of that system in our world right now, and it maybe not us personally, but I know a majority of people, I would say, are affected by it and are on their Instagrams all day searching and scrolling, and
It definitely
really-
causes mental health issues, man. Things like social media, status, clout, and all that. I think something like this can take that to the extreme. Unfortunately, yeah, that's a really good disadvantage, yeah, of that.
like
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised you guys didn't mention that. Okay, if you try to put points for altruism and put points for being nice, and you create it into this like social ingredient for success, then you kind of take away the value of it intrinsically, of what it means to help someone, what it means to be kind, what it means to be
you're
a
doing
good
it for the
person.
point.
Yeah, it's all exploitive. It's all towards your own gain. It's all towards benefiting and beating the system. Does that mean it's still good? I don't know. From my perspective, it feels like it's not good anymore. Right?
A lot of people who help others, actually, I feel like they do it not just for like the sake of it. I feel like it's not a bad thing, in my opinion. They do it to be liked and accepted by others more, just to be like, seen as a nice person by other people.
It's not black or white, right? There's a line where you often don't want to cross, where you're doing it entirely for that purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think, bro. Most people don't do it intrinsically. Like they do it for either social reputation, status. Like they can do it intrinsically just for being nice, but you can never know that.
But a system like this, you know for sure it encourages the other extreme, which is the points system. They will just want the points. Like that way, you can be sure every time someone does something nice for you, they're doing it because you see a +1 above their head. It's like, ding.
Right. It's well,
I was thinking, what if like, let's say the points for stealing is like 50, right? So someone would think like, oh, let me just get 100 points and then I'll have 50 points to spare to steal something.
Oh, that's so good, bro. Wow, I can actually, this can be a movie, bro. Honestly, this is so much abuse that can happen here. It's like, I only need 50 points to pass the like, I don't know, limit of good conduct behavior. So like, wow, I think to bypass that, I think they'd have two bars, one for good, one for bad. That are separate, like they'd have to.
You're creating divisions and leagues and Shitman 4, Shitman 3, Shitman 2, Shitman 1 gets promoted to neutral man.
I mean, there is ways to do it. Similar to video games.
Similar to video games, increase your status in life.
Also, it really blurs the line for what morality. Like you don't know what's good, what's bad.
Exactly.
Only what they define for you.
Only
so it takes away as a human. Like you need to have the ability to look at things, and I think one thing that makes us human is the ability to constantly reevaluate what's good and bad. We do it year on year, and we keep on.
It's the main thing that makes us human. I think it's like the reason, I guess what, it's like, like our purpose is to, to go out and try to fight the bad things and do good things, right? It's like to help others. There's a famous Marcus Aurelius quote that goes like, the bee is meant to, get stuff for the hive, and the ant's supposed to go out and collect food, and the human beings are meant to help people, right? And so if you put in this credit system where it takes all that, what it means to be human, and turns it into numbers and stuff, you're, I think, like from the, like on a deeper level, you're taking away people's meaning of life, right? It's to go out and do good things, and turning it into a numbers game, which I think turns us into robots, right? Not humans.
Gotta call Will Smith, man.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You're trying to have a robot decide for you how to live. It's only like consequential for you to end up being a robot. He's setting the terms. It's a robotic ethos, man. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, you're pretty much doing like functioning on a binary system of good and bad at that point. Wait, how is China implementing this? We're not actually looking at the practical application. Look up the page, Ali. Bring him.
Here. All right. There are many things wrong with the system. Below is a list of main problems, whatever. Restricting travel. The government can restrict you from traveling. No school admittance. Some kids are kept from colleges because their parents have low social credit scores.
Their parents?
Oh my God!
Internet-
They throttle your internet speed.
Internet speed
What the
throttled. If you spend too much
fuck?
time on social media, play too many
Ameer's
video
priorities,
games.
bro. No school admittance, no problem. Internet, no.
Because,
Take-
bro, you can be super successful. Like, say you play too many video games, like, and then you end up being faker. Okay, SKT faker, bro.
Right.
Number one league player for 5 years in a row. What are you gonna tell him, bro? You live the shit life? No, bro. He did exactly what he enjoyed, and he was successful, man. I don't know.
It's due to good internet, man.
Yeah, it's
China's
also
doing
fun.
something about video games now. They're trying to limit it.
If you play too many video games, your internet speed can get cut. Or
Yeah.
spread any fake news.
They can confiscate your dog.
They can confiscate your dog, taking your dog away. If you walk your dog without a leash, or if your dog causes any public disturbance,
They put
it
you
can be
on Santa's
confiscated.
naughties list, bro.
Out. Public shaming. They can literally label you a bad citizen, put you on a bad citizen list. Employers are asked to check the bad citizen list before hiring.
Bro, for me, the worst one here is taking your dog away, honestly. There's no way, man. What the fuck?
Bro, it's literally like you either live a good life or a shit life. There's no in between.
Yeah, there's no chance for.
No, sorry. Either a neutral life, like very normal life, or a very shit life. There's no good life yet. They don't reward you. What are the rewards, Asmar?
Yeah, what?
Like I
No,
still
you get to
haven't got
keep
to
your
that
dog.
part.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah, thanks. That I paid for. I get.
Yeah. Wow.
You go to a school.
Yeah, nice.
I'm sold.
Literally, I have all of these things, honestly. Ali, put up the advantages. Honestly, there should be.
Please,
Right.
man. Like, let me
Yeah.
try to argue from that side at least.
No, the way they're applying it, I'm very
Okay.
against that for sure.
Here's a controversial question. If we had this applied in Lebanon, who do you think wouldn't have been in our class?
Honestly,
Who would-
Jafar. Oh shit,
bro.
bro! Names. Wait. We're name dropping like mad, man. Wait. No. Oh, I said Jafar first. It's on air anyway now. Who you were before, bro? Who you were before?
All right, I found the positive. I found the positive. Potential rewards of a good score. What do they have? Streamlined administrative procedures. They'll give you
That sounds so boring. What the fuck is that?
faster customer service.
Ah,
Fewer inspections and audits, and fast-track approvals.
bro,
That's
this
it.
compared to taking your dog and killing your internet is not fancy words. Streamlined administrative procedures. Oh, thanks, man. I love streamlined administrative procedures. What the fuck is that, man?
Oh man.
No, China's doing it really bad, I think. I mean, there's much better ways to do this. If they want to do it, this is not the way. What other countries really have this, or does anyone know have this type of
It's
system?
just China, man.
I think it's just China, dude. And China's the one
China's
that
just
can't-
running experiments. They don't give a fuck, man. They're just like, yeah, man. Let's just try to have AI master bot control our population. Bro. Let's see what happens.
Bro, is it China that did the 1 hour gaming a week policy, or 2 hours? Is that China? Recently?
Yeah, that's China. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, wow. Playing too much game.
They
video
also,
games.
I heard they have a limit on the number of kids they're allowed to have for each household.
It's not
that makes
two.
sense, man. When you're
It's not two.
multiplying like rabbits, and actually not even rabbits, like germs, like
I don't
bacteria,
know,
bro.
the population
Like,
is pretty big, bro.
No, it
Almost
used to be
2
one.
billion?
Now they're encouraging you to have two.
They're encouraging two?
Yeah, they're encouraging you to have two because before it was just one. You can only have one. Now they're having a problem where they're gonna have less people, so they're trying to encourage people to have 2 children.
Wow, they did it really well then. The one child rule. That's really good.
They only had boys. That's what happened. They don't just pick. They only had one child, so they all had boys, and there was a whole society of just boys, and then they didn't have kids.
It's crazy to imagine. Literally, if we stop getting girls, we just die out. Literally, it's crazy to think about. Wallah, man. By some miracle, like.
If you just have girls, you also die out, man. So why are you calculating, bro?
It is true.
No, but you have sperm banks, man. I don't know. You have sperm banks.
So
You have AI,
so you
dude.
have all those men collect their sperm, and then they somehow collectively wiped out of the planet.
Not all, man.
That's the situation you imagine. That's how it
bro,
happens.
that's what the AI is
Bro,
gonna do,
that's-
bro. It's gonna be like,
Look,
men
man,
are the cause of war. Men
Bro,
are
it just
causing
sounds
war.
sus, man. Like that sounds like a story where they kill us, bro.
Exactly, yeah, that's the AI doing that. I'm telling you. The AI will decide men are the cause of war and violence and bad things, kill us all, collect their sperm, and just fucking
Ooh,
exterminate.
I
That's an AI
I
movie.
have a trick question for the AI. What does he do with transsexuals?
Processing error, 404.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. AI is terrifying. Every time I use YouTube and stuff, and I just let it recommend things to me. I'm just like, what is recommending things to me right now? It's not because I know it's not a person, it's AI. And it terrifies
And it
me.
knows me so well, man. That's the
Knows me?
scary part.
That's the
It hits me
scariest
with
part.
those like funk pop 70s Japanese vinyl compilation, and I put it on and I'm vibing for like 3 hours straight to that shit. I'm like, bro, how did you know? How? But
Bro,
you
your
just
phone
know,
have
man.
ears, man. I swear, literally, your computer and phone have ears, literally. Like,
Sherif Masan wakes up in the morning, first thing he gets, Celtic music compilation, 1 hour. Listen to this if you are playing Olaf.
it's literally on my playlist, man, on YouTube. Yeah. I have like 3 of those on the saved. Pumps you up, man. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Literally, like, learned what is it called? Targeted advertising, targeted recommendations are so good by Google. Especially Google is so good at it. You can tell because YouTube is owned by Google. Like, it's so good.
Bro, so if you have a bad social credit score, you'll be getting videos. 5 tips to improve your social credit score. Social credit AI hate him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Those clickbait social credit score videos. Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't want to live in a world where I'm constantly being like rated, bro, by some computer, bro. It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's obviously the extreme control of this is the main problem. Like, but no, like it's not even just AI doing it. It's like the government, the things they're punishing you with. It's like what is like taking your school, no school, no dog, no internet, no travel.
Like, I think their ultimate goal is just to have 100% control over their country. Like, they don't care if the consequences.
It seems that way, man. Yeah. Where's
Like, if that's the goal, I mean, they're kind of doing a good job.
They're doing a good job at it.
If that's their goal, if their goal is to make their citizens happy and like a thriving country and whatnot, like that's they're not doing a very good job.
I learned something about the Chinese algorithm that they they have limits on like social media and stuff for kids. Like if you're a kid, you can't use it between like 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. or something. And like apparently TikTok there works differently, where it whereas most of the world it recommends like viral videos and like dumb influencer stuff and dancing. In China, and it favors like science videos, and it favors education videos, and it favors like propaganda stuff pretty much. So like I think in that way, I mean, they are like a little ahead of us. They are like yes, I mean, AI can be like, if you make AI a better version of itself where it can teach people, it could teach people better things. It could recommend things that make you less ignorant, or I don't know, less whatever, like it makes you like, it could make the world a better place. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just that like it needs humans to make it, and humans are like flawed. So I don't know how it could work. It is our future though, so
it's working already, bro. And I agree with you. AI could make it work and make it could help people become more informed and less ignorant and all those things. I agree, and it's already happening. And you mentioned, it's similar to how Instagram is, and like you have the number of followers and all that, and kind of gives you a score. But the difference with Instagram and all those open-ended social media platforms is that there's the subjective matter. It's free, it's free flowing. So suppose you put on like this type of music out there, and there's people that like it and there's people that hate it. But in a government-controlled AI, it only chooses one option. I will hate this, and everyone must hate this. So the human element that's operating within a free social media, it will create that environment. And if you notice, Masala, what's happening on Netflix and on those entertainment platforms is that there's more educational shows showing up because they're realizing, okay, people want this, people want to learn. So you have a lot more documentaries, a lot more educational shows, but you also have the other end of the spectrum. So it's not closed-ended. It's not just an echo chamber of, okay, we must only learn physics and math. There's art, there's TV shows, there's creativity. So it's nice to see AI operate in that function where it just sees what's gripping for humans and sees what humans like to see, and then we, promotes that, and
Right.
we learn from it as well.
Right. It is, in like a sense, it is the most objective thing, right? Because like, especially when you're talking about like movies and stuff, they know what movies are the best movies because they know how long people are watching the movie. That's just simply it. It doesn't matter if you're a Marvel movie or if you're an independent movie. If people watch it and like it and share it, it will trend. You saw that with Squid Game, right? That was like, it just trended like crazy, and it was like, I don't know, it was like a Korean, TV show. That was not. It's never been like, no Korean TV has been #1 ever, but now it is.
And now you have way more Korean shows on Netflix, and they're out
There's
there.
a very disturbing movie recommended to me. It's Korean. It's called Parasite. Has anyone seen it?
Yes, we've
It is
seen Parasite.
really, really good.
I love
Really
Parasite.
good.
You should watch it.
Okay. It
Recommend.
almost make me like hate and despise most of the characters. That's really fun to imagine.
Yeah, just watch it, man. It's super
Watch
good.
it.
Okay.
Better than Squid Game.
I mean, it's funny you mention it because with Parasite is a movie that's commentary on like different social statuses and having like just different social statuses. They don't have a score in it, but it gives you like
Yeah, I'll definitely
a
see
big
it,
idea
man.
on what happens when there's a big label on top of you. If you're walking around with a big label as your person that's lower than this person, it's not a good place to be in a societal place. You kind of want it to be horizontal in society. You don't want it to be very vertical. Hatta if there's like skilled people and ranks, you want skilled people to feel like they should be tutors for those who are aspiring to be like them, and you want people who are lower skilled to have the inspiration to be more skilled. That's how it should be. It should be more horizontal. Because in a vertical society, everyone despises the one on top. So the one at the bottom, at the basement, the Parasite reference, will hate the one at the top.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow,
Speaking
yeah.
of labels, there's this. I was looking up the credit score in China. There's a lot of this credit score system is used for financial credit score. So there's a company that released an application for your smartphone that shows you the labels of the people on the lower end of the financial credit score. Literally, the Wikipedia says the company court released an app showing a map of deadbeat debtors within 500 meters and encouraged users to report individuals who they believed could repay their debts. Deadbeat debtors. You could see everyone in debt around you, man, in like a 500-kilometer radius through an application. Like, this is the way that like you can see other people's labels in a way.
Oh, wow.
Financial credit score, yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah, dude. I mean, I also agree. We gotta.
Or even that, Ali, is that why you don't like it? Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, dude. We gotta wrap up soon, but I do wanna, say that, like, we're all very competitive, as you all said, and then like, if you can see other people's social credit score, it's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Because you have this AI thing trying to make you be a good person, but like once you're like, people are competitive and will screw each other over just because they think, it's just what will happen if you have that. We're not meant. It's not. I know it's not right for us to have that like direct hierarchy put in the number, right?
Yeah, like everyone's gonna take it like a competition. I'm gonna have more points than you. You're trying to get screw each other, black markets. You can get points if you do this. I'll sell you some points, whatever.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen. Like,
Sell you points, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, they went immediately into exploitation, bro. He was how to exploit the system.
Bro, he's right. That's gonna happen so much, man. People always look for loopholes and everything, man.
Bro, this just reminds me of like LinkedIn. You know, when people go in and they recommend you, like, give him an Excel thumbs up. You know, this guy knows how to do Excel. You'll have like 100 people just saying, oh, this guy, social credit, he opened the door for me once.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it is.
It reminds me of this weird example, but Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. There was this group of Iranian guys in my class in middle school who used to be like, they wanted to get nukes. So they would like in every game to game, they would let one of them kill everyone else, and then like get the nuke, and then the next game another guy gets to kill everyone 25 times consecutive, and you can't touch them. Like they protect each other too. Like you're playing with them, you get matched with them, and it's like you can't do anything. They're protecting each other and killing each other at the same time. It's like, and if you try to kill the guy who's almost gonna get the nuke, you can't. Like they just don't let you.
I mean, there is a timeless love story between Iranians and the nuke, so I don't blame them.
All right. We gotta wrap up here. I say no to the credit score personally.
Same, bro.
Yeah, well, all right. That's so don't do it. Don't give it to us. We don't want it. Thank you.
Don't take my dog, man. If when I have a dog.
10 points for saying thank you, bro.
All right. Thanks for watching another episode of Haejl the Show. This has been a great one. If you liked it, let us know. See you later. Another great one. Adios, bros.